Leave your comments on the Ask Reddit sub, and I'll read your answers on the next episode of LWIAR 2. Breaking news: Orlando nightclub mass shooting. Update 3:19 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Updated links below. Update 2:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Man with weapons, explosives on way to LA Gay Pride event arrested. Over 50 people have been killed, and over 50 more injured at a gay nightclub in Orlando. FL. CNN linked to story. Use this thread to discuss the events. Share updated info, etc. Please be civil with your discussion and continue to follow our AskReddit rules. Helpful info. Orlando hospitals are asking that people donate blood and plasma as they are in need. They're at capacity. Come back in a few days though they're asking. Below are some helpful links. Link to blood donation centers in Florida or American Red Cross. oneblood.org. Currently unavailable. Call 1-800-RED Cross. 1-800-733-2767. Or 1-888-9-DONATE. 1-888-936-6283. Thanks, you, Jerimsey, for the additional links. FBI tip line. 1-800-CALL-FBI. 800-225-5324. Families of victims needing info. Official hotline. 407-246-4357. Donations. Equality Florida has a GoFundMe page for the victims' families. They've confirmed it's their GFM page from their Facebook account. Reddit live thread. Frick the mods at R News. What's a good alternative? A world news sucks too. Edit. In the news seems like it'd be good if it had more subscribers. Edit to JK. The top mod. All the mods of R in the news are also mods of R News. Why the frick hasn't Reddit made super mods against the rules yet? This is fricked. Edit 3. Here are a few alternatives that seem to be clean of supermods. A world politics, though some reports claim the mods are biased. And world events seem to be the largest alternatives. To build a new community of significant size, these might be the best picks. True news. Full_news. On the scene. US news. Uncensored news is another big sub. Conflicting reports about the mods. Some people claiming the mods are extremely biased. Others saying they're completely hands-off. Open_news. And I keep getting messages to include this, so vote.co is an alternative to Reddit. Why the frick would they delete all those comments? And why can't I even see the rules that supposedly everyone is breaking? Edit. So what I'm hearing is that R News is bigoted and hating on the guy for being Muslim. And the Muslim mods got fed up with it and deleted just about everything. Frick this crap. Why can't we all just be people? Edit. Jesus. I can't keep up with all these replies. Edit. I probably shouldn't say, Jesus, this might get deleted. Last edit, I promise. Can anyone link Obama's recent speech today? Another edit. Stop deleting all these damn comments. We were just commending you for not deleting them. And now you go and delete them. This is bullcrap. Because people were talking about the shooter being Muslim and that doesn't fit their PC agenda. Edit. For anyone who doubts it, here's a link to the thread. Go look how many comments were deleted. It's blatant censorship by the mods and it's disgusting. Reddit is going downhill when something like this can happen. www.reddit.com. Actually, I really appreciate having this in a place besides the Donald. No offense to them, but this needs to be discussed in a less partisan place and this seems like that place. Edit. Thanks for the goal. What did they do? Also, they created a mega thread, which doesn't show up on the front page, and deleted all other posts about it. So the worst shooting in American history isn't on the front page. Well, now it is. Thanks. AskReddit. Edit. And it's gone. Edit 2, and we're back. They're deleting and banning anyone who posts about the mass shooting in Orlando just because the shooter has Islamic ties. Motherfrickers. Wikipedia is even saying that he was a devout Muslim and that he was pissed about gays since he saw a gay couple kiss. It is a terrorist hate crime. Why would they freaking censor what even the shooter's parents have come out and said is the truth of the matter? Dumbass mods should have their privileges revoked. They're even condescending to the subscribers. If you feel like giving out about censorship, go to another subreddit. I crap you not, that is what they're saying. Edit. Because people are throwing the pudder, anybody can edit Wikipedia thing at me. I know guys. but consider that it is a typically unbiased source of information, unless it comes to things that are more opinion-based than matter-of-fact, reality-based. So I trust it more than any news networks which tend to have outrageous bias for the sake of pandering to certain demographics. The facts are there on Wikipedia. They're sourced. Sources aren't pandering. That's why I'm taking it as a matter of fact rather than a matter of belief. I don't give a crap if you can edit a Wikipedia entry. If it's a crap edit, it can be undone literally with the click of a button because of how rollback works with Wikipedia's article editor. News is constantly coming out, so the consensus will be clearer by the evening. But until then, anything that's on that site is fact, not bias. What I said still has more merit. Your comment that anyone can edit Wikipedia means frick all. Exactly. I saw a guy talking about how he used to live here, and other people hoping his friend were okay. Comment deleted. Frick that crap. Thank you, AskReddit, for picking up where news has failed. There really needs to be something about this on the front page. Edit. Here's the live feed, www.reddit.com, and a petition to replace the mods at news. www.apetitions.com. Seriously, I first saw this on Facebook after being on Reddit for 30 minutes. That's never happened before. My girlfriend's parents, seniors, heard about this before I saw it on Reddit. Yeah, that was nuts. What happened? Mod started nuking everything once FBI confirmed he was Muslim. Frick terrorism. It's now officially the worst shooting in US history. Sad face. For some reason that I can't even explain. When I heard it, the Orlando mayor declared a state of emergency, it really sunk in. It's terrible, but you have to give all of the rescue works police extreme credit. From the things I read, the shooter had no plans on letting anyone in the club live. It's something that just makes you feel numb and sad. Thoughts are with all the people affected by this tragedy. I think the previous worst one was the Virginia Tech shooting in 2007. I remember shaking my head at news of that one. But this one, I just can't comprehend why this keeps happening. Hate is as old as time. The question is how to handle it and diffuse it before it builds to this level of violence. cn.wikipedia.org. In 1971, philosopher John Rawls concludes in A Theory of Justice that a just society must tolerate their intolerant, for otherwise, the society would then itself be intolerant, and thus unjust. However, Rawls also insists, like Popper, that society has a reasonable right of self-preservation that supersedes the principle of tolerance, while an intolerant sect does not itself have title to complain of intolerance. Its freedom should be restricted only when the tolerant sincerely and with reason believe that their own security and that of the institutions of liberty are in danger. 2. In a 1997 work, Michael Walzer asked, should we tolerate the intolerant? He notes that most minority religious groups who are the beneficiaries of tolerance are themselves intolerant, at least in some respects. In a tolerant regime, such people may learn to tolerate, or at least to behave as if they possess this virtue. 3. To maximize freedom, it might be important and useful to clamp down on the voices who call for the destruction of freedom. Do we extend freedom to those who wish to destroy it? It's a deeply philosophical question, and as we see a regular drumbeat of this kind of hate around the world, I think a freedom-loving society has to develop a more nuanced interpretation of tolerance. Not a completely dumb, tolerate everything, no questions asked, even that which openly calls for the destruction of tolerance and has a proven track record of intent to do so with extreme violence. Intolerance of intolerance is not the same as intolerance itself. The people who have to come to grips are bigots on the right who think not tolerating their intolerant racism, sexism, religious ignorance, etc., is the same as those basic forms of intolerance. It simply is not. Logically, I hate black people is not the same as I stand against you because you hate black people. It is not the same. At all airheads on the left who think you can take people from extremely intolerant societies and let them loose in modern developed societies and nothing bad will come of that. It's not xenophobia to be suspicious of people who come from lands where hate and intolerance is the violently enforced norm. I'm not talking about shutting down all immigration from those societies, but perhaps they need extra screening as to the meaning and value of tolerance. Some of them need to be deprogrammed. At least take a class on tolerant values before being admitted. And if they are extremely opposed to tolerance, Why let them in? Which is of course a huge can of worms on the topic of fundamental freedoms and rights, but their other side is this news. Letting loose hateful people into a society they want to destroy. And I'm hearing about it on AskReddit. Reddit is pathetic now. I used to hear about breaking news as soon as it happened. Now my wife is beating me to the punch with her Facebook feed. Freaking Facebook. I don't know what the problem is, but the admins need to get their crap together. Or I'm going to have to find another site to get my news from. Unsubbed news. May I request everyone to please do the same and teach those biased mods a lesson. Throw their subreddit into the garbage. And completely censored on Reddit. Reddit needs to fire some moderators. News and a world news are worse than Pyongyang right now. Totally legitimate comments are being deleted. People being banned for just asking why so many comments have been removed. It's like the mods are 12-year-olds. Edit. I know mods are volunteers. Volunteers can still be fired. News decided that posts for the shooting need to be locked and content nuked. Good job. Mods over there also got muted for asking why they censored the news. Edit. If you want to stick it to the mods there for censorship, best bet is to unsub. Edit 2. For those asking for an alternative sub. In the news is not really a choice as they share part of a mod team with news. Try quality news. Uncensored news or uncensored news network instead. Edit 3. Thanks for the gold. But I do not recommend any more glidings. If the admins won't do anything about the mods, there is no point giving them your hard-earned money. News really has reached _bog garbage standard. The mods are on an insane power trip. Remember when Reddit was one of the major websites pushing for open discussion and speech on their internet? I'm surprised this wasn't at the top. I opened Reddit and didn't read the first link assuming it would have been this, and I was wrong. Edit. I didn't think this was going to be controversial. We shouldn't jump to conclusions at any point at any situation. I don't know any of the context, so that's all I'm going to say. The mod censored it. This is the first time I've seen both liberals and conservatives so pissed about something. Both the liberal subs and Donald Trump's subs both have the censorship as their top post right now. Not the shooting itself, but how the mods of news censored it. First time I've ever seen both sides this pissed about the same thing. News was censoring coverage. Why? Edit. News. Unsubscribed. They've been doing it for a while with anything to do with radical Islamic terrorism and right side politics in general. IIRC there is a major conflict of interest with some of the mods. They might just be trying to reduce the chance of a witch hunt, but it sure as hell looks like censorship to me. They weren't at first. The story was on the front page when it started to come out, but as soon as they found out who the shooter was, they started censoring the hell out of everything. Who was the shooter? What was so significant about him? Omar Mateen, U.S. citizen living in St. Lucie County with Afghan parents. Possibility Islamic extremist. Confirmed Islamic extremist with ties to the Islamic State. I'm still wading through FBI stuff to figure out what's real and what's just rumor. The Islamic State came out and claimed responsibility for the massacre. Disgusting. Edit 2. Source. I don't know, but any threads covering the shooting were locked. Even ones with hundreds of comments. Edit. Unsubscribed from news as well. It's ridiculous that we're seeing this news from AskReddit. He was reportedly on the FBI watch list for ISIS-affiliated activity. Asterisk link to my other comment for source and clarification. Asterisk. Check out this live blog coverage from CNN. Now being reported that he pledged allegiance to ISIS during a 911 call. Thanks. For what it's worth, we do have newsworthy mega threads here time to time. Hence the specific flare and purple coloring in the header. Robin Williams' passing was our first breaking news mega thread, with Muhammad Ali passing being the most recent. There's also a link in the sidebar allowing you to filter only breaking news stories, along with our other flares like serious and mod posts. I live 500 meters from the concert hall called Bataclan, in Paris. So I kind of been there. Lost friends. Got friends badly hurt. I have nothing smart to say. This is absolute horror. I stand with you from Paris as you guys were with us when we got hurt. Frick those murderers. Love will prevail. Damn, this is so sad. Sorry for not making sense. You made perfect sense, thank you. This is something I had never even considered and it gives me chills to think about it. Probably the eeriest sound I've ever heard. I can't forget it. I never knew what they were until a few years ago. I just thought they were car and police alarms in the distance. Nope. Alarms for when a firefighter isn't moving for a period of time. And in the videos, it's a chorus of them. Important edit. Props to you, John Frick you. He commented with the video I couldn't find. You really get a feel for how loud and hopeless it was in this video. The whole video is worth watching. The tower collapses right on beside the guy filming. Close enough. And at 1:30 you hear the chirps. And at 2:30, you hear it everywhere. From all directions. It's like a nightmare horror movie psychologically. I highly respect and feel sadness for everyone they're helping. Living or who passed, that is a beyond heroic job and I hate to think they are haunted by these sounds infinitely more than I am by just viewing them from my safe spot at home. Please spread these around. I made these posters, infographics, for non-medical personnel. These instruct you how to stop gunshot and stabbing bleeding before EMS and first responders arrive. With mass shootings like this, time is of the essence and sometimes patients bleed out, waiting for the scene to clear or to be found. English equals emtradio.org, Spanish equals emtradio.org, Russian equals emtradio.org, naked equals emtradio.org. Do not let this massacre divide us humans helping humans. Anytime, any place, any race. Charlie Alvarenga NREMTP, FPC, BSM. These are very hard to read through. I get lost halfway through each page and the graphics are confusing. My favorite is don't try to shove the brain back in if it's protruding out of the skull. Holy crap, that's so incredibly freaked up of them. People will say, you can't blame them. But I am totally blaming them. I was playing Rocket League with one of my Middle Eastern friends. When I first heard of this happening, I told him what was going on and he asked if it was one of his people. His English is kinda broken. I said, yeah, it was. He was so upset he began crying and got offline. I can't imagine how frustrating this must be. Edit. We ended up losing 4-3. He left mid-game. He got back on and apologized for getting so upset. He started talking about how difficult, rather frustrating, it is to be a Muslim and of Middle Eastern descent, and how he just wants to be here and go to school like any other person. That's so sad. My best friend lives right around the corner from Pulse and spent the night hiding in her closet. Because she was hearing gunfire but didn't know where it was coming from or what was going on. I can't even imagine how terrifying it must have been for everyone there. Hiding in her closet. I think a lot of people are going to do this again after this. Edit. I'm not trying to be offensive or distasteful. This is true and I know I'm not the only gay person who is going to think twice about kissing my boyfriend or even letting out the brief phrase of my boyfriend. I know a bunch of people are going to say he's the minority. This is all super rare. But this is terrorism and terrorism works. I'm terrified. I don't know if holding my BF's hand in public is worth my life. Maybe I should just keep it to myself so that I can stay safe. Hello there are news. Thanks for watching LWIAR 2. The best of all time r/AskReddit submissions and comments. If you like this video, check out the original LWIAR channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe.